In this session, we will explain how teams efficiently transform their feature roadmap into individual user stories. In doing so, we shall explain how the creation of user journeys help identify key process steps, demonstrate using the digital music example, show how to break down individual user journeys into a series of suitable epics, introduce you to the recommended context statement found within epics and user stories, explain the purpose and scope of conditions of satisfaction and acceptance criteria, highlight several other key parameters and factors that will improve the quality of epics and user stories, show the team find their initial feature mapping exercise results in a cluster. They are encouraged to break down the features and then to re-evaluate each one once more. Once the team has created a baseline feature roadmap, the team can start to plan how and when they intend to complete the associated details such as user journeys, epics and user stories. To enable the team and the user story writer to fully appreciate how users interact with the new process, application, or website, user journeys are regularly created to provide further context for individual features. The production of an individual user journey typically starts by documenting the current as-is workflow. A to-be workflow is then developed to incorporate the priority features. In our working example, the delivery of the core feature, managing a personal music playlist, we see that it consists of three key user journeys: creating a playlist, updating a playlist, sharing a playlist. As shown in the infographic, the Create a Playlist user journey consists of two epics: Access Playlist Index and Create a New Playlist, with each epic consisting of a number of user stories. For example, give the playlist a name, an ability to search for individual tracks, an ability to add a single track to a playlist, an ability to save the playlist. These individual user stories represent the smallest unit of work and are typically defined so they can be completed within a 2 or 3 day period once they've been added to the activity board. Should the team discover it's unable to complete an individual user story within a few days, it can choose to break down the user story into 2 or more smaller user stories. Epics and user stories contain the same 2 core elements. The details section consists of a context statement, conditions of satisfaction, acceptance criteria. The context statement is a description consisting of 3 components. 1. Identifies the user or customer. This typically references a persona, which provides further information about the planned user or customer. 2. The user's action. 3. The user's objective. By following this content description, we can quickly create the following user story. As a music subscriber, I want to be able to search my entire music catalog so that I can easily find a specific track to add to my playlist. The second section of the user story is the conditions of satisfaction, which are typically presented in list form and written from the perspective of the persona describing their wants. Here's a few suggested conditions of satisfaction for the user story: an ability to search for individual tracks, add up to 100 tracks in the same playlist. The acceptance criteria is also presented as a list, but this time produced from the perspective of implementation. Therefore, typically describes operational tolerances, provides an insight into a suitable test approach and the operational environment. Here's a few suggested acceptance criteria for the same user story: an ability to search for individual tracks. Search results must be returned within half a second. The parameters. User stories have a number of associated parameters. The core parameters are a parent record, e.g. the epic or feature, a priority, A unique reference number. An implementation effort, in the form of points. Mnemonics. The invest mnemonic consists of 6 individual items. Independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, testable. The SMART mnemonic consists of 5 individual items. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound. Teams find it extremely helpful to refer to these mnemonics when writing the conditions of satisfaction, acceptance criteria, and agreeing on an implementation effort. Further information on these mnemonics can be found on Wikipedia. We hope you found this article informative. Thank you for watching.